Go.
Okay. Danielle, Colleen?
This is the first meeting of the month. This is going to be a Zoom video meeting due to the coronavirus pandemic. This is the first meeting, August 10th, 2020.
Thank you very much, Colleen. I'd like to start the meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance, please, ladies and gentlemen. I pledge allegiance
To the
flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We could sit down in a moment of silence for all brave men and women fighting all over the world for democracy and freedom, and also for our first responders. Thank you very much during this difficult time. That being said, I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda. I'd like to add under new business, planning board resignation letter. I need,
I'll make a motion to add.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None said. Thank you. Motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Make the motion to accept the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None being said. Moving right along. Motion to approve minutes from the July 27th, 2020 town board meeting.
Motion.
All right, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Ed, put your shirt down, Ed.
I'm sorry.
My God. Let's keep to this family thing, Ted.
Sorry.
First of all, I'd like to thank Danielle for doing those, especially just with no recording and stuff like that. I'm not digging more into it, Howard. I'm just saying thank you very much, Danielle and Colleen.
Amazing.
You're welcome.
She's
Have to do
amazing.
it quick.
Authorize to pay the bills in the amount of $331,125.25. I need a motion to pay the bills.
Pay the bills.
Need a second?
Second.
Howard Bateman, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None being said. Paying the bills.
I think.
Any comments on the agenda? No comments. Anybody else? I don't know if somebody else is on. Anyhow,
I think
it might be Mark, huh? Okay. No, there is no presentation. So let's go right into the reports of the departments. I'll read my one off. I think I got it here someplace. Okay. Supervisor's report, August 2020, attended Ulster County meeting of the supervisors. There was a Zoom meeting. Met with Joe DeSole and his son Joey to discuss the Eagle Scout project. Met with Brendan O'Reilly to meet the new director of the soccer league, Dana Menser, a nice lady. Good hands. That soccer league is in good hands. Had a meeting with Robert Pollock and consultants, Ulster County IDA, and Lisa Berger from Ulster County Economic Development. It was via Zoom. That was in the Adirondacks. Met with Ulster County Executive Pat Ryan, Ulster County Economic Development, Lisa Berger, and Robert Pollock and consultants via Zoom. Just wanted to let Pat know what was going on with his project, a big project. And Pat was very pleased. Everybody's really excited about it. Also talked about the Milton project, the retail and the apartments above the retail. Set up a Zoom meeting for a proposed Dollar General project in Milton. with Ulster County Planning for a gateway discussion that it would involve Mr. Corcoran, Tom Corcoran, our building inspector, myself, the people that are going to build the Dollar General project, and the usual suspects, Dennis Doyle and Robert Leibowitz and so forth. Spent several days coordinating and working on the building of the community playground at Chance Park. Happy to say, thanks to my son and my son-in-law, we mixed about 80 bags of 80-pound concrete that was donated. That went well. Everything's pretty much set. One thing left is we're waiting for a couple of parts that were wrong on the fire engine. So as soon as we get that, that doesn't entail mixing concrete. We could use the bags and wet them. So, but the other items, they specified you had to mix the concrete because of the merry-go-round and the seesaw and the three-spring, the helicopter and a couple other things. That's on springs, and little guys go crazy on them. Several conference calls to discuss the Milton Landing South Pier progression. Working on payment information with Kathy Wilco and Highway, with the Highway Department Secretary for the Milton Train Station Park. So that's going along well. So I'll be submitting that probably Monday. Now, I've been told that a lot of the payment things, as suspected, are delayed because of the budget and what's going on with the New York State. So I'll put it in, and then we'll wait for it, and we'll accordingly, we'll decide what to do. Maybe I'm thinking because of COVID-19 and everything that I'll extend that grant to 2021. So we'll find out. So moving right along, we have the building inspector, Thomas.
All right, building inspector report, month of July 2020. Certificate of occupancy 3, request for information 26, building extension 6, fire calls 2, stop work order 0, order to remedy 10, complaints 26, burn permits issued 11. Building permits, 2 addition renovations, 11 burn permits, 1 carport, 4 decks, 1 demo, 6 electrical, 1 furnace, 4 pools, 4 roofs, 4 sheds, 2 single-family houses, 4 solar panels, 4 tank removals, for total permits of 48 permits for the month of July 2020. Estimated cost of building, $847,776. Monthly revenues, certificate of occupancies, $450. Permit extensions, $11.98. Building permits, $46.35 and 86 cents. Request for information is $2,400. Burn fees, $65 for a total income for the month of July, $8,749.36. Total gas usage, 68 gallons. Total miles, 953.
Those complaints, what are they mostly about?
Complaints anywhere from people not mowing their lawn, cars in the driveway. That's most of those kind of complaints.
Okay.
Hey, Tom,
Legal businesses, yeah.
I see they're doing some work on top of Rosoff's Hill there where the old Cons Market was.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me about it. Was that an approved development that was going in?
I don't know what it is. I stopped today and there was nobody around, so I had a couple classes I had to take today, so I'm going to try to reach out to who the property owner is. I have to go get the tax records and see who it is. Might just be a letter if I can't catch anybody there, but they must have worked this weekend because there was no work. Yeah, I wasn't there Friday, and now I seen a whole bunch of clearing on Monday.
So
Yeah, they went in there on Friday. I saw the excavator, and then I went by Saturday. They were actually working with the excavator, and I went by yesterday, and I thought it was kind of odd. It was like 4 o'clock, and they're still working on a Sunday. So, but I didn't know if maybe it was an approved development, and now that the market's coming back, that they were just hustling or what. I don't know what was going on. So, a couple of people had asked me, so I figured I'd ask you.
Can you explain where that is, Alan? I'm sorry, I didn't catch.
Yeah, so Rosoff's Hill, where you're coming up out of 9W, it opens up to the 2 lanes. You go up to the hill, it comes back into the single lane. There used to be a Kahn's Market. It was the Kahn family owned it. It was a farm stand right on top of the hill before it drops back down. You're heading towards Milton. Lions Lane would be on your left. It opens back up into the 4 lanes, or it opens up to 2 lanes on one side and closes from 2 lanes on the other. So right on top of the hill on 9W.
Okay.
Where the couches used
Oh,
to be.
yeah, I did see,
where the
yeah, the
couches
couches
used to
are.
be.
I saw that today, Alan. I
Yeah.
did see that.
See anything? You see
Yeah.
stuff?
As a kid, we'd go up there and get candy bars and soda pop and stuff like that. But it used to be a farmer's stand.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, it's an existing lot, but obviously the reason why they worked this weekend was to try to, I'm assuming, to circumvent me. So
Okay.
I didn't see it until this morning, and yeah, again, it was a busy day. Mondays are always busy, and I'll be reaching out tomorrow if I can find a contact information. If not, they'll get a letter. Because again, there's clearing and grading law that they obviously didn't abide by, and moving forward, whatever they come to me for, we'll actually have to backtrack and go after them.
Okay.
Hey,
Thank you.
Tommy,
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Tom.
any update on the Western Avenue house, Tommy?
Western Avenue House.
As you're going out of the village, traveling west on the right-hand side, the one I think you put a stop order on it.
Oh, no, the one where they were digging at the foundation?
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the engineer's report. Almost at the base of Highland Avenue, you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
right.
still got the banners up there. That stop work order's been there. I've been dealing with the engineer, telling him what I need. I need the house that's on the water to be knocked down, because that was illegally constructed at some point. It was an old barn. It looks like they converted it into an apartment. And what they started to demo and fix the foundations, I had no permits for. So no, I'm waiting on the engineer. I haven't had a conversation with that engineer probably a couple weeks now. But still nothing on it. It's still working it's on the stop work order.
Thank you. Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Chief?
Activity summary for the month of July 2020. Personal injury motor vehicle accidents 2, fatal 0, property damage accidents 18, for a total of 20 for the month. Summonses issued vehicle and traffic 13, parking violations 3. Complaint activity, total blotter entries 1,142, with a total arrests of 8. Telephone calls handled 1,789 telephone calls. 0 hours overtime for dispatch, 24 hours for part-time dispatch. Mileage for the month, 10,596 miles, with a fuel consumption of 1,104.330 gallons.
So, any questions for the chief?
Hey, Tommy, you're muted.
Ed, did you want to say?
No, Tommy was muted. It just unmuted.
No,
Tommy and Colleen.
I stay muted until you need me.
You going out and contacting the supply company for the, all the safety equipment and going to the department heads, that was above and beyond. And I appreciate what you did there. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you guys get the email today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, since we,
Not solid yet, okay? I'm still working on some issues. So I was just kind of giving you a heads up where I am as of this morning, but I'm still working on some issues in terms of shipping. So it's not a solid estimate, just so you're aware.
yeah, so basically, I like the board's input because I think the bill is a little too high right now. Basically, so some of the things that concern me are the on-the-wall hand sanitizers. I mean, lately with everybody in the office, I mean, people have been washing their hands, using their masks. We have hand sanitizers on the desk. That's a big knot, that 13,000 something. So I'd like the board to actually look at it, maybe talk to different people, directors of the department, and hash it out to see if we could get it lower or come to some kind of compromise.
We need, I would say agree, Al. I mean, do we need 21 units? I mean, that's $2,024 for 24 wall-mounted unit hand sanitizers when we already have the hand sanitizing pumps, don't we already?
Yeah, we have all that. Let me tell you personally what me, Tina, and Chris, what we do. First of all, wear a mask. When I go to the men's room, I wash my hands. Then when I come out, the chief has graciously given me a little bottle of hand sanitizers. I rub that on my hand second time, just for habit. That's what I do. And then that's it. And when I leave, I usually go in the bathroom and wash my hand, come back out, do the hand sanitizer, then I leave. Then when I get in my car, I got hand sanitizer in my car.
Wow.
My hands are dry. But,
Imagine.
so that's what I do. And then, from there. But basically, we do have one in our office, and I hardly use it. I don't know if Tina uses it that much but it's a little too high. I agree, Scott. Maybe you guys could look at it and, give me a heads up of what you think.
The other question I had, Jerry, on those 60-gallon or 15 cases of hand sanitizer, the price isn't bad, $28.50, but they're charging $754 for shipping and handling.
That's what he's talking about.
That's
Like it's almost as much as the hand sanitizer.
That's the issue I have with the entire order is the amount of shipping. And I addressed that this morning with the company, and they are working on bulk pallets or bulk shipping rates or truck service, whatever they call it, rather than the individual FedEx or UPS.
Right.
So we'll see what they come across on that and see what it's like and see what you guys determine from that. I just want to comment on the hand sanitizer stations. In my conversation with department heads, their concern is people touching the sanitizer bottles, squirting it on their hands, picking it up to squirt in their hands, and then putting it down, and then somebody else grabbing it. They're worried about that. That's why they were all interested in the various machines. They're touchless, so you put your hand under it, it squirts out the appropriate amount, and that's what they were all looking for. The court wants to put them around the courtroom for public use. We were looking at them at the police station because there's not one in our bathroom. So they all kind of had the same idea. Highways looking for several to put around, and that's why they wanted machines. I'm not saying that's why you should get them, but one of the purposes was that it's touch-free. The hand sanitizer by the time clock, everybody got to touch it and squirt it. Cindy from the assessor's office was concerned about sharing the same hand sanitizer bottle with the elderly community that comes there. So anyway, that's
I can tell you where we have them, Jerry. Like at my work, we have what you just said, but only at the front door. So
Yeah.
that's the only spot they have them, and then inside it's all just those gallon containers with the
With the
push
pumps.
pop.
I don't
I'm not an infectious disease expert, but if you're actually if I have the COVID and I touch the pump and I fill it up and I rub my hands and I leave it on the pump, if you come and touch the pump and you put the stuff on your hands, you're killing it. So you're not really going to get it that way.
No, you don't
You know
get.
what I
You're
mean?
not gonna get it that way.
You're not going to get it that way.
And if you decide that those pump stations aren't for us, then understand that 60 gallons of refill drops dramatically because a lot of that's for those pump stations.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
Right.
whatever you guys decide.
Yeah, it's a good discussion. I appreciate it. Very good discussion. That's my concern too.
At work where I am, we have pump station at each desk as you go along, so the customer
Yeah.
can complain at any time they want.
I think we're all good. Somebody want to read the highway superintendent's report? Alan?
Let me pull it up. Okay, monthly report for July 2020. Roads, we continue to prepare Chestnut Lane, Hampton Road, and Prospect Street. Wait, hold on, this is July. Right? Yeah, this is right.
Yep.
Included for patrol on 7/6 through 7/14, we milled and reclaimed and paved the roads. We also able to add Rue de Vin to the paving project. We then finished up by fixing driveways and drainage ditches that were affected by paving. We put millings from this project on all the shoulders along the roads in town. We spent a few days screening millings for future use. We also repaired a blacktop swale on Ridge Road. Drainage, we undertook the town easement project of 284 Ridge Road. replaced 340 feet of 12-inch PVC pipe. We ditched Old Post Road and replaced the riprap. Brush weeds, we continued mowing through the town. We flail mowed all guardrails in both hamlets and have been weed whacking the street signs. We mowed the landfill and also sent truckloads of millings to place on the roadway leading into the building site. Fuel usage, 335.791 gallons. Diesel, 1,385.714 gallons. Respectfully submitted, John Alonji.
So I just want to say that myself and John have been corresponding about doing the millings at the town park. And it seems like probably either next week or early the following week, Van Etten will be there to do that. As you
Nice.
recall, I think we approved a while back $5,600 to do that. So that's one day with his men, Van Etten men, and his equipment. So hopefully that'll be completed. We were obligated to do that, so we're doing it. So getting that out of the way. There's also a big pothole I indicated to John as you're going into the park, and he's going to address that this week. So we're moving right along. So the next thing is Charlie Maggio. Anybody would like to read Charlie's report?
I get it. I got it.
All right.
All right. Monthly report, Charlie Maggio, 8/10/2020. Water consumption totaled 18.018 million gallons, which is a daily usage of 581,000 gallons compared to last month. 17.130 million gallons, which is a daily usage of 571,000 gallons compared to a year ago. Water consumption was 16.7 million gallons for the month, which is a daily usage of 539,000 gallons. Summary for the month: hydrants, we weed whacked around the hydrants. Valve boxes, we required valve boxes on repaired valve boxes on Western Avenue and Milton Turnpike. Curb boxes, had to replace the curb box and stem on Dock Road in Milton Town Park. We disinfected and turned on the water at both buildings at the park. We rebuilt the maintained sewer pump and chlorine pumps. Sewer, we had to repair a manhole on Dock Road in Milton and had to adjust risers on the sewer manholes for paving on Prospect Street and Dock Road. Service line inspection, inspected 4-inch service line for the middle school project. Had to cut up a couple of trees that fell. This closing 7, markouts 50, gallons of gas 240, gallons of diesel 15, miles for the month 1,750 miles. Charlie Maggio.
Thank you, Scott.
Okay.
So I hear a little thunder outside.
Yeah.
Just heard it.
Not a little, it's a lot.
Colleen, how are you?
Good,
Town
how are
clerk.
you?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Town clerk monthly report for July 2020. Burn permits, 1 for $100. Conservation, 1 for $1.38. Dog licenses, 32 for a total of $180. Water service, 1 for $225. Transfer station permits, 7 for $225. Punch cards, 44 for $2,545. Marriage licenses, 1 for $17.50. Building department fees, 1 for $19,795.12. Fire fees, 11 for $350. Accident reports, 13 for $65. Alarm permit, 1 for $20. Certified copies, 4 for $130, for a grand total of $23,654.
Any questions for Colleen?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you very much, Colleen.
you're welcome, Al. Thank you.
Awarded quality management for the month of July 2020. Both the Marlborough Milton wastewater treatment plants complied with all speedies requirements. The following are monthly statistics for both plants. Marlborough average daily flow was 79,000 gallons per day. That is above about 45% design capacity. Average BOD removal, 95%. Average suspended solids removal, 85%. You know, the Milton water treatment plant average daily flow was 27,000 gallons per day, about 49% of design capacity. Average BOD removal is 99%. Average suspended solids removal is 95%. Both the Marlborough and Milton plants operated normally during the month of July. There were no significant events or changes that took place this month, but we are constantly making small improvements. Zimmerman Instruments visited both locations and performed a yearly flow meter calibration, which is good. Please feel free to contact us at any time for more information or concerns. Stay safe and be healthy. Julian Falco. So thank you very much, Julian. Next is the dog warden, dog control officer. You want to do that, Ed?
I can't get anything out of my phone.
Ed, don't worry about it.
I got a brand new phone. I don't know.
I could do it.
All right, do it.
Let me just bring it down here.
I can't.
All right, dog control. Andrew McKee, Monday, August 3rd, 2020, monthly report, 7/1 to 7/31. We received a total of 15 calls this month, including 5 calls to service from the Marlborough PD, State Police, and Ulster County Sheriffs. Responded to 2 active complaints and/or cases which are now closed or resolved. We currently have 2 open cases that have been addressed but are ongoing or unresolved. 0 appearance tickets were issued this month. We impounded 0 dogs this month. There were 0 dog bites reported this month. We currently have 0 dogs in the kennel. We have 0 cases in the Marlborough Justice Court at this time. And Andrew McKee, end of report.
Thank you. So Cindy Hilbert is, we prepared 10 property tax estimates. We worked on the school prorated and omitted tax reliefs. We processed 46 real property transfers. We are working with several law offices to process the trusts which were filed. We have several pending small claims hearings, which will be assigned to hearings officers and scheduled for later this month. We are starting to process our building permits for the upcoming assessment roll for 2021. Thank you, Cindy. And last but not least, Chris Brand. Howard?
Yeah, planning board meeting July 6th. Attendees were everybody. Agenda, first on the agenda was Erica Fuso subdivision on 48 Reservoir Road, Marlborough, as a sketch subdivision. The applicant reappeared and provided an updated EAF and revised survey. The town of Marlborough Highway Superintendent provided a letter approving the proposed driveway. However, some members of the board questioned the language contained therein and requested clarification from the highway superintendent. Questions regarding future development concerns and the buffer and/or berm required for subdivision in Ag District were discussed. A public hearing was scheduled for the project on August 3rd. And then there was a discussion without lawyer, engineer, and/or stenographer. That was with Justin McCarthy and Stephanie Popper. Stephanie Popper at 35 Hudson Terrace in Marlborough, and Justin McCarthy, 12 3rd Street in Milton, regarding bed and breakfast. Both applicants sought guidance with short-term rentals at the above addresses. Town Supervisor Lanzetta stated the town was currently in the process of reviewing short-term rental legislation. Both applicants were advised to put a hold on their plan until new legislation was approved. Next deadline, July 10th, and next scheduled meeting, July 20th. And then the July 20th meeting, everyone was there, I guess. Agenda, first on the agenda was Santini Lawn Care Corporation, 229 Mount Zion Road, Marlborough, sketch site plan. Applicant appeared with a proposal for commercial use at the above address. The application was deficient in several areas, and the proposed use does not seem allowable as presently proposed. The applicant was strongly advised to seek the assistance of a licensed professional to help navigate the approval process. Discussion with our lawyer thereafter was one about short-term rentals. The board discussed short-term rentals in the town of Marlborough in situations other than approved bed and breakfasts. Board members were encouraged to read legislation from surrounding municipalities and provide the town board feedback as soon as possible. They also discussed the planning board application checklist. The board discussed the current application checklist provided by the town. The board discussed creating separate applications for subdivision, site plan, and lot line revisions. The updated checklist should provide future applicants with a simplified process and include relevant portions of existing town code, DEC information, and design guidelines. The board will continue to work on this. Next deadline is July 20th. Next meeting is August 3rd. Respectfully submitted, Chris Brand.
Thank you, Howard. So on the short-term rental code, Tom gave me his take on what it should be, and actually I scanned it. So Tom, I think I'll send that to the board. I'll be away for 3 days, so everybody can do a happy reading on it and do their comments and stuff, and I'll look at it also.
Okay.
And then we'll get together, and I think maybe we could have a Zoom meeting with the planning board just to wrap it up. Let's make sure that everybody's on the same page, and then move forward to send it to legal and go forward with that, with the process. Does that sound okay, Tom?
Yeah, so the highlights when you guys get it basically going to be, it's specific to short-term rental, nothing to do with bed and breakfast because we already have that existing in our code. Some other towns merge the two together. I didn't do that. So again, it'll be specific to short-term rentals. I put in 30 days or more, has to be over 30 days. All right, so that the neighborhoods weren't being fluxed by transient people coming in and out on the weekend or every week. So 30 days. And I did put ownership of the home. You had to be a resident of the town of Marlborough, so you had skin in the game. So that's in what I proposed, and left it open for a fee for the town board to put in on what you wanted as a fee. And every time they turned over, the owner had to come into my office and give me the information on the new tenant for that month or 2 months or whatever it might be. Also, you could look at other towns had a specific length of time, a maximum time. I didn't put a maximum because I don't care. If you're gonna have a short-term rental and you want to rent it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, that's irrelevant to me. Because again, it's your house, rent it for what you want to rent it for, you pay taxes. I believed our intention was just to get away from the short-term rental being weekends or weekly or for 2 weeks and creating a transient situation in neighborhoods and uprooting and disturbing the residential neighborhoods. So I didn't put a maximum in. You'll see if you read other towns, they do have a maximum. I didn't feel it was necessary, but again, that's up to you guys to read. So I just have the minimum of the 30, but I didn't put a maximum on it. So what you would be looking at is, again, what you felt the fee would be every time we turned it around. And there's the specifics in there for the owners to have fire extinguishers, yearly inspections, emergency routes, again, reporting to the town of Marlborough every time that tenant turned around. So we had contact information, we had owner's information. So all that you'll see in there, it's detailed but somewhat simplistic. So I mean, that's the one that I wrote, and I adjusted it as much as I could. So that's what you'll see as far as in a nutshell what I proposed.
What do you
Move it in there.
how do you describe?
Information for the, correct?
Say it again. Two people were talking. What?
I know. Go ahead. Whoever was.
That information of the, yeah.
Go ahead, Ed. You go
You
ahead.
want to talk?
Ed, go.
I said the information on the people that are moving in these 30-day periods, that's passed on to the chief so he can have them, in case they're supposed to be not near schools or whatever it might be, correct?
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good thing to run a check if you want. That's what you want. That's fine. If there's no, I guess there's no legal ramifications of having to run background checks on people that are renting. I mean, and if that's legally okay, it's okay. I'm okay with that. Chief
I'm more
might know better
concerned with
than me,
sex
but
offenders. I'm more, sex offenders that have to report to the police chief or the police department, correct? Chief,
well, that's
if I'm not
yeah,
wrong?
that's specific anyway. They'd have to do that to Jerry regardless if they were renting it for a month or 6 months or a
Right.
year.
All right.
So I don't know, again, I don't know the legal ramifications of running background checks on individuals who are going to rent a house for short-term rental for a month. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
kind of
about
think
that.
that's not going to be,
yeah,
there's no
I'm
way
not
you're going to be able to do that. That's
I'm not
invasive.
looking
There's
to
no
do
way.
it.
yeah, I agree, Alan.
Right, so I didn't include that.
Yeah, so
I'm
the
not
other,
looking to do.
Yeah, so
Ed Howard,
the idea here is what do you call something less than 30 days?
You'd have to be a bed and breakfast, and if not, go to a commercial entity and run a transient operation out of a commercial site.
Right.
The idea, again, my idea, you guys could change it, you could tweak it, you could have different ideas, but my idea of a short-term rental, again, being in a residential neighborhood. I bought my house in this residential neighborhood.
Yep.
I did not buy a house next to a house that's going to be rented every weekend and turnover, because that becomes what, again, is described as transient. People are in and out, and again, a term that we determine. I've said it at 30 days. Most towns have said short-term rentals at 30 days. Because again, shorter than that, the turnaround time I feel is unfair to the residents that live in that neighborhood because they bought in a residential neighborhood. If you want to turn around something quicker than that, then it should be owner occupied. And then you could have a bed and breakfast, and you can keep an eye on the people that are coming in and out of your house. You can keep an eye on that it's coming in and out of your neighborhood, and you have better control of it. Other than that, go to a commercial spot and get yourself a motel or hotel.
So a couple of these people, based on what we just read in the planning board minutes, are going to be disappointed because they can't do what they want to do.
Yes and no. The
I'm
one,
assuming they're not bed and breakfast because
they're not owner
the addresses I
occupied.
saw there, I don't think they're bed and breakfast. So,
well, the one lady wanted a bed and breakfast, and she had the house next door.
mhm.
She was under the understanding it was allowed because we allowed somebody else in town to do it that doesn't live in the house, and we issued a bed and breakfast permit to them. So
Yep.
she wanted to do it.
Yep.
And that's a planning board decision to be made there. But she lives next door to the cottage on that street, and she wanted to rent it out. Now that could be done as a short-term rental. She lives next door, and she could be a short-term rental 30 days or more, or the planning board could go ahead and move it as a bed and breakfast as they did on the other one that's in town.
Yeah, but there may be a house.
That's on Hudson Terrace, up the block from me, right?
That's correct. That's Hudson Terrace.
There might be another address on that meeting minutes where it's just a house, and it looks like they're renting it out, probably through Airbnb, I would imagine.
Well, again,
That's
are we going to disappoint people? We are.
no,
But
I'm not saying yay or nay. I'm just saying.
I think in all fairness here is that basically I'll send it out. You guys look at it, digest it, and do your own opinion on how it is, what you think your concerns and questions would be.
he's locked
Then
up.
we could all get it together, and
We're locked up.
because I probably have some myself.
Yeah.
So no sense discussing here without you seeing. I think Tom just did a great overview of what the short-term rentals, as he sees it, should be. So let's look at it. I'll send it as soon as we're off the Zoom, and then we could digest it, read it, and look at it.
No, I have no problem with what Tom is suggesting here. It's
Well,
just,
you might decide that maybe there's a different route that we should go, town of Marlborough, I'm just saying. So,
it's a tough topic. There's
yeah, it is.
a lot of pressure.
Yep. So, we did it for a couple people, so I guess word goes out. Anyhow, for the bed and breakfast. So, moving right along, if that's okay with you guys, I'll send it out right after the Zoom, and you can read it and you can jot down your own notes.
I'm fine.
Okay, thank you, Alan. So I have nothing on Recreation Committee except I've been working at the park on the.
I have one thing on recreation, just so everyone knows. The Bocce League, I had a complaint yesterday that one of the teams was not wearing masks. So I'm going to go approach those people. I have their phone number. they don't wear masks, they're just out of the league. They're done.
Are you going to comply or you're not going to comply?
I don't know. I only know for two different people, very reliable sources, that they weren't wearing masks the other night last week. So, and they were one of the teams that, when I had the meeting, was questioning why they should have to wear the mask, and I told them you wear the mask because you're protecting the other people, you're not protecting yourself. And they finally said they would wear it. Lasted about 2 weeks, and I got complaints from two different teams because there was 4 teams there. The team that played against them and then the team on the other court had complained about it. So I know it's pretty viable. And if I thought one team would do it, that would be the team I thought would do it. So, I'm going to address it. It's done. So if they come to complain to you, I gave them the rules. If they don't abide by the rules, then they're out of the league. I can't do any more than that. I mean, it's just my hands are tied.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take a chance. One of the teams was a bunch of older women that are on one of the teams. They were very uncomfortable, and they said they wouldn't play there if they were playing that night. I said, I don't expect you to. So
You did the right thing, Ed. You did the right thing, Ed. That's the
go
rules.
up there. I know when they're playing next and unannounced. I know, but I know it's the families. I know who the family is. I'm sure you're going to get phone calls.
So,
just give you the heads up.
I just give you
I know they're not going to listen.
for the heads up, but you mentioned that also, right? Accordingly, if they don't abide by the rules, they're out.
Out. Yep.
Yeah.
And so you'll just notify the town board that,
Yep.
I couldn't deal with it and they're out. Now, they might be upset and come to us, so maybe,
Right.
with transparent, you have to maybe tell the board who they are, so this way you're aware of who's gonna come.
I can say right now who it is.
I
The
don't,
Bianco family.
I don't wanna go there right now. Let's see if they comply, fine, you just tell them that, this is the rules, and you already did, so, second,
All right.
that's it.
Okay.
Thanks, Ed. Any other things on the recreation besides the playground? Okay. Emergency preparedness, no report right now.
No.
CAC, no report. IT committee, Scott, we just had to order that one computer that Kathy Wilco.
Yep.
No.
Kathy had an i3. She had Windows 10, but her i3 computer's been acting up like crazy. So Al got a price through Danny, and it's just the same price as our other ones, the $740 new computers with the new one, and it made sense. It matches all the other ones now. So
Yep.
that's the only other thing we had to add.
So, Howard, would you like to say something about the Milton Train Station Foundation, or is that hush hush, or what is that? It's hush hush?
Yeah, it's hush hush, but for a good reason.
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I
You
don't,
can email the board exactly what it is, because now I spurred their imagination.
yeah.
It's all good stuff, guys. So the Milton Landing Citizens Committee, no report, Al, or you got a report?
I don't think there's a report. I mean, basically, I visit the park as much as I can. It's been busy. It's been well used. I think it's been well appreciated during all this. There's definitely a lot of activity down there. So, and it looks clean. Everyone's doing a good job down there. The people visiting are doing a good job, put it that way. So I think it's an asset. I think a lot of people really appreciate it, especially during all this.
It's starting to get some really good vibes down there, especially when we get done with the South Pier. I think, we're going to find a lot there.
I saw a family, and it was quite a large family, but it was a bunch of young children and mother, father, and they had New Jersey plates on there, and they were all having like a picnic lunch. So I didn't approach them, but I was just kind of wondering, like, did they stop along the way? How'd they hear it? If it wasn't where I had to wear a mask and kind of like intrude upon their little lunch, I would have asked. But to me, that was pretty good. Maybe they saw something online. Maybe they saw something somewhere, came down, enjoyed the park along a road trip vacation. I don't know. So.
It's all good. It's beautiful down there. I just wanted I did get a covert sign for up at the dog park as you enter the dog park, similar to what's down at the Milton Landing, and also an arrow pointing to dog park because somehow, I mean, it's in the back, people didn't see it, but now they could see dog park with an arrow.
Yeah, can we talk a little bit about the dog park that the communications we've had with, I believe it's the Girl Scout that's looking to put the water line in?
Yeah.
We can,
Just-
but would you like to do that while
There's
she's?
a presentation first, yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying because that was discussed by myself and Cliff Rude a few years back. So maybe I just saw some of the quotes she put out there for the pricing. I just think it could be a little bit less.
Yeah.
You know, I like the project. I'm not.
I love the project. Just that it's 400 or 500 feet away from the main, and it's I got prices from Charlie Maggio, and it's kind of tough when you. I love to do it. I mean, I love to help her out. We'll see what the board decides after her presentation, but there's a lot of people that are wells are running out. It just perception that we'll look at it. But I have mixed feelings about it. I love the project.
Yeah, the project's good. I'm saying it's going to be a seasonal project, and you don't have to actually dig and plant a service line in. You can do an above ground service line for that project, and you can actually bury that in mulch along the fence line. Cliff and I walked it all out. You can basically probably use 1-inch line. So anyway, I'll talk about it with her, but
Okay.
it's not going to be that much money.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a great remedy for that whole thing, because what Charlie was talking about was a lot of thousands of dollars.
Sure. Yeah, no, I saw that in the one email. I kind of stayed out of it. You know what I mean? But I figured I'd bring it up tonight.
That sounds great. Sounds good. I think the equipment alone that she's getting, she has to raise about $4,000 for the dog park for the dogs. But she's going to do her presentation at the next meeting, and we can discuss all that. But it's good to have that second opinion. Appreciate it, Alan.
Yep.
So Marlborough Hamlet Economic Development, we haven't met. No report. Meet me in Marlborough. Anything, Howard?
No, nothing. I haven't heard from Sheila, and
That's a good thing.
it's like the farmer's market is going fine.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
I hear a lot of good things about the farmers market. They're very busy. Okay. Anything on the Hamlet Milton Association Committee, Alan?
Nothing directly from them, but the flowers look good. They're all doing a great job watering them, and I don't know what they're going to be doing for their fall plans. I'll probably get a hold of Viv to see exactly what's going to be going on as far as get-togethers, but I think it's going to probably go the way it went in the spring at this point. So I'll let you know.
Okay. And just to give a little plug for Vivian, Cynthia went down there, and her shop is a lovely shop that she opened up there. And my daughter, Tessa Marie, and Cindy went down there, bought a couple of things to support local businesses. It's a lovely shop. So if anybody feels the opportunity to go down there, it's just great. That being said, I haven't heard anything from the Tomback Rehabilitation update. I don't expect to hear anything until November. I think it's 1 year for the 375 from Skoufis and the 175 from Assemblyman Jacobson. So, like I said before, when I was talking to Parks and Rec, they slowed down the request for payments. So I don't know what's going on there. So, as you know, everybody knows that the state's in trouble. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we'll get through this. LWRP, it's in the hands of Barbara Kendall and the state attorney or the attorneys that are looking at that. I don't see any problem, Howard, do you?
Nope.
It's just a slow process. God almighty.
So slow.
So we discussed the water district improvement. On that subject, a couple of people have called me. It's the same people that had the problem. Is it Sunrise on Sunrise Development there. There's 3 houses, and then there's houses along the way there that their wells are drying up. But, you know, I told Mr. Hogenkamp to see all the people that he knows that they're in trouble with their wells, if they get a petition, and if it's more than 3, maybe it'll be a better pricing than we did last time. I think it was 300,000-400,000. It comes to $700 a year for each one. If I looked at Dennis Larios' desktop projection. So I called Mr. Hogenkamp up to follow up on it, and he said that most of the people he talked to really don't want to do it because of the price. So I feel sorry for those people. I like to do something eventually, but right now, as you know, with our budget and with the shortfall of our revenue, we're not in a position to do that. I called him up again, and he said he does have water. Maybe the latest rainfall helped. So hopefully, it's not a good thing when people run out of water. So that being said, we'll move forward, see if we can do something. We talked about the short-term rentals, and I'll send that out to everybody as soon as the Zoom meeting is over. We talked about adding a letter of resignation from the planning board. So I like to read that, and it's from Benjamin Trapani. Very lovely handwriting. It's handwritten, so it's I'm hereby resigning my position on the Marlborough Planning Board as of the end of September 2020. If a new member is not found by then, I'm willing to stay until a replacement is available. I have enjoyed my tenure, a board meeting as a board member, and appreciate the knowledge and I have obtained and the people I have worked with. Sincerely, Benjamin Trapani. That being said, I'd like to make a motion to accept Mr. Trapani's letter of resignation. So I need a motion to accept the letter of resignation.
I'll make the motion.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You know, Ben's been on the planning board for a while. He indicated to the chairman, Chris Brand, that he's getting tired, and he'd just like to leave it at that and resign. That being said, he would like to resign at the end of September. I think if we make a motion to put it in the paper next week would be appropriate for people that are interested in the position to call the town clerk or do the proper procedure that we usually do. That's a standard ad in the paper. So I need a motion to advertise for a planning board member to replace Ben Trapani.
I'll make that motion and just say that, you know, I think the town appreciated his efforts all along the way, and it's a little bit shocking that he's going to leave, and it's good for him, and I wish him luck and the best in everything.
Thank you, Alan. I think the board feels the same way. So did I get a motion and it's been approved? A motion?
Need a second.
Second.
I'll second it, and I'll repeat Alan's praise of Ben. Thank you.
So all in favor of advertising?
Aye.
Opposed? None being said, so moved. I do have a correspondence, one correspondence. This correspondence was from Jerry Kokoza. And dear Chief Kokoza, I write to inform you that effective today, I will be voluntarily resigning from the position of part-time police officer at the Town of Marlborough Police Department. Thank you for everything you have done for me over 21 years. He worked for us for 21 years that I was an employee with this department, and that was Arthur Twilliger. So thank you very much, Arthur, for 21 years of service to the town. We really appreciate it. I have heard nothing but great things about Mr. Twilliger, and I'm sure the rest of the board has. And regretfully, Mr. Twilliger is resigning. So I need a motion to accept Mr. Twilliger's resignation, please.
Hey, Jerry, is he retiring from the other job too?
No, he made detective over there, and he's
Okay,
tired of working two
Good for him.
jobs.
good for him.
So I need a motion to accept
All
Mr.
motion.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
Mr. Baker, Councilman Baker, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None being said. Thank you very much. So moving right along, we have we have the public comment. So is anybody, Mark, do you have any public comment?
Yeah, I just have one quick question. I disconnected myself accidentally when you guys were talking a little bit about Mr. Pollack. And is there any forward motion on the Milton Main Street there?
No. Mr. Pollack is still in talking correspondence with Jim and Chip Kent on that. They're close, but not all together there. Mr. Pollack, his main two projects is the Milton project with the retail and the studio apartments, one-bedroom apartments above the rentals, and also his one that he's really trying to improve is the one at Buttermilk Falls. It includes a convention center. It includes tree houses. It's basically a $20 million project. So he's been feeling around with the IDA and for some help on that, some tax breaks and stuff like that. So basically, he's introducing the Main Street and the Buttermilk Fall extension, as you will, to the different organizations to make sure that he's on the right track as far as planning this project. He has some hurdles, but I'm sure he'll get over them. Mr. Pollack is at this point, due to COVID, he's trying very hard to survive. And so we'll see what happens. So Pat Ryan was really happy about the project, both projects. So was, the economic development director, so Lisa Berger. So we're talking about different things. And then basically, the convention center is kind of built into the hillside along the Hudson, and it's pretty well camouflaged, well done. So we'll see what happens. We're excited about it. So basically, he hasn't really shown. He has some renderings and stuff like that, but basically no basic engineering diagrams that I've seen. I'm sure he's working on it.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it.
Right. It's it would definitely put the town of Marlborough on the map. But unfortunately, because of the COVID and everything else, it's just things are slowed down quite considerably.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem. There's one resolution on the agenda tonight, and that resolution is that's Resolution 65 to appoint a part-time police dispatcher. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas the police committee has interviewed for the position of part-time police dispatcher, and whereas it is recommended of the police committee as well as the chief of police to appoint Donna Yonta
Yanta.
Yanta as part-time police dispatcher. Now therefore resolved that Donald Hunter be appointed as part-time police dispatcher immediately and moves for adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes, thank you. So it's around 8 o'clock. Like to wrap it up, or you want to discuss anything or any?
Did we discuss anything about when we're going back to normal hours at the town hall yet?
I've been talking to Christina and stuff like that. A lot of these people are doing more than the 9 to 2. So far, I haven't heard anything about insufficient people doing, haven't done their job, or I haven't heard anything to that effect. It's a town board decision.
I'm not saying they're not doing their job. I'm saying that the town hall hours are 8 to 4. I'm thinking we should start getting back 8 to 4 for the public. It's nothing to do with the town employees.
Yeah, well, we haven't heard I haven't heard too much from the public as far as doing our due diligence in the court. I was thinking basically.
What's the hesitation? I don't understand what the hesitation is here. Our hours are 8 to 4.
It's up to you and the board. You want to change it, you change it. I'm giving my opinion.
Well, I know. I mean, as the board, what's the other board members think? I don't know.
Well, this is my opinion, if I may. So
Yeah.
I think that the month of August, we go through the 9 to 2, and then in September, with the school and everything changing, we change it to accordingly, if everything is okay, from the basic hours from 8 to 4. That's my opinion. Now, whatever other board members want to start it next week or the following week, it's up to them. But that's my opinion. I think it's going well, and everybody's staying safe, and 9 to 2 seems to be working for everybody. Nobody's, I haven't heard any complaints, and I'm there usually every day, at least for 3-4 hours.
I think September's a good idea, and I meant to mention the transfer station also. I talked to Larry. He thought September we should at least expand it to Sunday opening. The half day on Sunday, the morning on Sunday. So maybe September is the time we start opening. So I agree with you, Al.
Yeah, I think, if that's coming from Larry and he's comfortable with it and he wants to do it, that was always, my whole idea was, what are they comfortable with doing while we're still, we're still being productive. So if he's okay with it, I'm okay with that, September.
Not completely to the normal hours, but maybe we'll go Saturday and Sunday for perpetuity. Who knows? So.
Well, for the town hall, August 31st, which is the day before, is the Monday.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like August 31st, which is like right there, like you said, September, then beginning of the month. But that's a Monday, is August 31st. But that's just my opinion. I was shooting for August 31st.
What do you think, Colleen?
Me?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, me and Danielle are there past 2 o'clock most days anyway. So, I mean, it really doesn't affect us either way. I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do. I haven't heard any complaints from the public either, but I mean, I could, go back to work normal hours whenever you guys want us to.
I thought the reason was we were closing at 2 was to give people more time to clean now. So
Well, that's what we were told.
is that
So that's what Joe's been coming in and cleaning, and it seems to be working. Let me check, Scott, with Joe and make sure that the school and, with Joe and everything are on board. And if August 31st works for the rest of the board, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Good.
So basically, everything is running well. People have been tested. I've been tested. I'm shown negative. Cynthia has been tested. She shows negative. How did you get your test results back?
I did, and I was negative. And the story there was they told us when we got the test that you should check this the BioReference website for your results. Well, we kept checking it and checking it and checking it. And it's been 3 weeks since we had the test. I finally got through on the phone last Friday. They said, "Oh yeah, we don't put information on that website anymore. We put it on the Westchester Medical Center portal. You should have gone there. Your results were in there." Well, nobody told us that. It was not on any documentation. So the actual results were ready the next day, and they were negative. But we did
Grace, I'm at a Zoom meeting.
3 weeks to get.
A lot of confusion going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Tom and Colleen been tested and they show negative too, so that's
Got our
all.
results
I've
3
been
days ago.
tested for that and the antibodies, and I'm negative on both.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, everybody's really trying
Glad
to
everyone's healthy.
be safe, so that's a good thing.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing, exactly, Colleen. So we want to be smart about this. Okay, so with that being said, Alan?
Yeah, can I bring one more thing up? This is kind of important to me right now. Is can I make a motion to adjourn?
Rehearse this? Rehearse it?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Ed made a second. All in favor? Thank you very much, guys. And great job to everybody. Appreciate it.
Everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Hey,